Welcome to another Cornfed review. Today we'll be reviewing Ari Aster's Eddington.
Cornfed review, Cornfed review. I just watched the movie. Should you watch it too?
For those who are not familiar, Ari Aster is the beautiful, corrupted, disgusting, gross, fucked up mind behind some of the most fucked up, disgusting, corrupted, horrible movies of our time. I'm talking Hereditary.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit!
I'm talking Midsummer. I'm talking Beau is Afraid. I'm talking about, shall I even mention it? Have you heard about the Johnsons? If you have not seen that movie, don't watch it. It's on YouTube. Don't watch it. I watched it at a very young age, and it has been forever ingrained into my brain, and it pops up in my head every couple of years. It really fucked me up. It's actually called The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. Easily the most fucked up YouTube video short film I've ever seen in my entire life. Please don't watch it. But that's Ari Aster for you. And now he's come out with his brand new feature film, Eddington.
Your pain is not a coincidence. You are not a coincidence. We
are not a coincidence.
Never destroy
We need to free each other's hearts.
In all of Ari Aster's filmography, I've seen it all besides Midsummer. I need to watch it. I know I need to watch it. That's the only one I haven't seen. Loved Hereditary. Actually did like Beau is Afraid. It was a freaking trip. I need to rewatch it, but I did enjoy it. It was new, it was different. But now we have Eddington, which I feel like, okay, let me try to rationalize it. Okay, so for Ari Aster's previous films, I'm talking Hereditary, and I'm talking Beau is Afraid. And I'm sure this is the same way with Midsummer. I left the theater thinking, what the fuck did I just watch? I've left the theater forever changed, and not in a good way, but in a cool film kind of way. This movie does the same thing, but in a very more subtle, not so in-your-face way, which I actually enjoy. I feel like sometimes he goes for that shock factor to have us leave the theater that way. This one had a lot less of a shock factor, but more of a seeping into your soul, like, holy shit, I look at the world differently kind of way. And I'm sure this movie was probably a couple years in the making because it has to do with all of the fun political buzzwords. I'm talking coronavirus, I'm talking pandemic, I'm talking putting your mask on versus not wearing it, I'm talking elections, I'm talking Black Lives Matter. It talks about all of the political things that were going on around the 2020s and brings it back 2025 full frontal in your face about it. Now, if you've been watching my videos for quite some time, you know that I know nothing about the political and economic state of the world right now.
Should we talk about, like, the political and economic state of the world right now?
I'm not very in tune with the political stuff, and I have a whole reason for that. I'm just not. You can hate me for it, call me ignorant, whatever. I'm just not, and we'll leave it at that. So I don't fully understand the scope of it all, but I am smart enough to know when a film is trying to push you a certain way. What I will say is there's definitely right ideals in this movie and left ideals in this movie, and they don't try to swing you a certain way. I feel like I could be totally wrong. For those political heads out there, maybe tell me different, but there's definitely a whole lot of political stuff in there. So if that's not your vibe, if that's not your thing, then I wouldn't say not watch this movie, because that's definitely not my thing, but I still had a very, very, very good time with this movie. Again, I'm not going to dive into the political stuff. I'm not going to try to dissect it, because I simply just don't understand that side of the world. You can call me dummy again, you can call me ignorant. I'm the movie guy, I'm not the politic guy, so I'm dipping my feet into unknown territory. So I'm gonna leave that to the movie reviewers that know a lot more about politics. So I'm gonna set that to the side. This is coming from someone who loves to go to the movies as a form of escape. I like to go to movies to not worry about what's going on in the world. I like to go to the movies to turn my brain off, to have a good time, to enter in a new world, and not have to worry about the stress of real life. Again, with that being said, this movie put all that shit in your face, but again, I still had such a good time with this movie, and here's why. For me, at least, this is one of those movies that had a lot of dialogue, of watching a character's story play out, watching a few different stories play out, but the dialogue is so great. The stories are interesting. What you're following, what you're watching is interesting enough to where you don't need high action. You don't need high intensity, big explosions or big drama points. You can just kind of follow along and watch a story play out. I feel like similarly in the way of like a Goodfellas. This is how I see Goodfellas. It's a long, drawn-out movie. Yeah, there's action, there's beating stuff up, there's shooting in between, but for the most part, you're just watching a character's story and his life play out. And similarly, I feel like that with this movie. You're watching a few different characters, their life play out. You're mainly following Joaquin Phoenix. He is a sheriff. I feel like Joaquin Phoenix has played the same role in the last few movies, especially in this one in Beau's Afraid, but he plays this weak kind of sheriff character who kind of gets pushed around. One thing leads to the next. His girl leaves him. He wants to become the next mayor of the town. And it's kind of like a Breaking Bad kind of vibe. You get this little weak character with glasses, and he slowly turns into a more stronger, do what needs to be done by any means necessary type of character towards the end of this movie. And throughout, you're invested because you want the best for this guy. He's weak. He gets pushed around by his girl and his mother-in-law, and you just want him to stand up and to fight for something. And you see him stand up for the little guy at times. It's nice and it's interesting to watch, and you want to watch it play out. I love that it's set in this weird like small town type of vibe. There's just something about this movie. There's rare moments in my life where there's just something about a movie. It has a certain charm, something that I just can't fucking explain, but I like it. This movie is a long-ass movie. It sits at 2 hours and 28 minutes. Never once did I check the time. Never once did I check the clock. Never once did I get bored. I had to piss like a racehorse, but I didn't want to miss a second of what was going on in this movie, and there's definitely that Ari Aster kind of touch to it, especially towards the end. If you like Ari Aster for the shock factor, if you like Ari Aster for the mind twist, the mind fuck, all that shit, it's definitely there. But it's very slow, it's very subtle, and there's moments where it picks up. Yes, there's people's heads getting blown off and shit like that. There is a huge social commentary in this movie. Again, with the Black Lives Matter stuff and the left side and the right side and people recording shit, the masks on, the masks off. There's also a tidbit of like the social justice warriors, the people who are just recording and want to be a part of something. They don't know what they're standing up for, but they just want to do something, make a difference in some sort of way. I haven't laughed in the theater as hard as I did. If you guys watched it already, when he's sitting down with his parents and he's talking about how this is a white kid talking to his white family about how white people need to like sit down and lower their voice, and the dad's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You're white, dude." So it's like it's funny. There's a social commentary to it as well. And again, normally I don't enjoy that stuff. I like to stay away from the politics stuff. That's a huge part of why I didn't like Mickey 17, because it was so politically driven, but not in a smart kind of way, just in your face, like just not smart in my opinion. This movie does it in a smart way. I feel like it doesn't really have a side. It not makes fun of, but it touches on the negative and the positive of both sides of political parties, whatever the fuck. But it does it in a really smart way, a really subtle way, to where it actually makes you think. You know what I'm saying? Like in a good artistic way. Just to wrap things up, it definitely has an ending to where I had to Google it. I had to Google, like, what the fuck did that ending mean? What was I supposed to learn? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a movie where it ends where I feel like it deserves a rewatch or at least some further research. But I dug the movie. Here are my final thoughts. Eddington is not going to be for everybody. And after every Ari Aster movie, I feel left with the same emotions. I feel like my reviews don't do shit because I'm not explaining it right enough. But I feel like that's what Ari Aster movies are meant to do. They're supposed to make you feel like you don't understand exactly what's going on. You don't exactly know how to feel about it. I just know I have positive feelings. I had a good time. I was able to sit through the almost 3-hour runtime and enjoy myself. Get lost in a world in a small town. No sci-fi shit. There's no explosions. But if you can get lost in a small town where it's basically about two people running for mayor, that's when you know you have a good movie on your hands. I had a good time. I enjoyed myself. Joaquin Phoenix killed it. Austin Butler fucking killed it. He's becoming one of my favorite actors in recent memory. He's doing fucking so good in so many of these movies. Pedro Pascal does a good job. I'm really hitting my Pedro Pascal fatigue right now, but he did a good job in this movie. Emma Stone, again, kills it as always. So many good performances in this movie. A solid story, a solid lesson to be learned here. Not really sure what the lesson is, but there's something there. For someone who's smarter than I am, there's something there. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Overall, I had a good time with this movie. I know that audiences are going to be divisive in this movie for sure. Some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to enjoy it. Some people are going to appreciate it. Some people are going to be annoyed by it. So I'm not going to really even recommend this to anybody because I don't know who you are specifically as a person, but just me, who I am. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. And I'd recommend it to somebody who wants something new, something different. It definitely gave, like, this is the best way I can describe it. It definitely gave a No Country for Old Men kind of vibe. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like, that's kind of Western vibe. It's slow. People are dying out of nowhere. It's like, that's the best way I can kind of describe it. Tell me if I'm off. But if you enjoy that movie, you might enjoy this one as well. Go see it. Go support it. Ari Aster is definitely one of those filmmakers that is going to release a movie that's going to make you think. It's going to be something different that you haven't seen before. And if that is enough to make you go to the theaters, and go see it, man. With all the superhero movies and shit coming out, this is a good original movie that I personally enjoyed. Maybe I'd recommend it. Maybe. I don't want to lead you astray, but I'd say it's a good theater movie. It's something you should watch in theaters. Don't wait for it to go on streaming. Go watch it. Have some balls. Go watch it. Fuck it. Gamble the $10. Go see the movie. All right. Final score on this movie. Remember, I rate movies based on its lane. And this lane, maybe it's a lane of its own. With that being said, my final review for the movie, Ari Aster's Eddington, is a 4 out of 5. Again, 4 out of 5, that's my rating. I don't give it a full 5 out of 5 because I feel like there's stuff that I definitely missed. If I was more deep into the political lane of the left and the right and the Democrats and the Republicans and the liberals, maybe I'd understand it, maybe I'd like it less, maybe I'd appreciate it more. But I overall had a great time with this movie. If you saw it, let me know what you think about it. Am I way off? Can you explain to me more of the political stuff that's going on? Did I miss something? Is there something that you enjoyed particularly about this movie? Is there something that you didn't like? Did you think it was boring? Did you have a good time? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Please let me know in the comments. The reason I created this channel was to debate, was to talk, was to geek out, was to nerd out about movies. So please do that with me. Subscribe if you like these reviews. I review most of the movies that come out. My next movie that's coming out, I already bought my ticket in IMAX for Fantastic Four this Thursday night. So look out for a review on that. I'm also coming out with a Sinners video essay, so be on the lookout for that. I'm also coming out with some top 10 videos, so look out for that. Again, if you don't know the lore, I'm going to drop this lore a few more times before I completely drop it, and only the OG fans will know, but I dress accordingly to how I feel about the movie. 4 out of 5, I'm dressing a little business casual type of vibe. If I'm wearing a hoodie, it's probably a 3 or a 2. If I'm wearing a ripped up shirt, a beanie, that might be a 1 or a 0. If I'm wearing a 5, I'm wearing my full-on tuxedo. Alright, have a good time. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Check out some of my other videos. Thank you.
Actually, I find the politically correct Iggy Catalpa pocket comforter much funnier.
We sometimes disagree, but it doesn't mean we can't hug.